Bandits attack Safana local government area of Katsina, abduct 26 people. Fuel queues resurface as NNPCL blames logistics, flooding. Federal government suspends tax, import duties for maize, wheat, brown rice. And on the foreign scene, Senegal's president urges dialogue with Sahel military juntas. Hello and welcome to Trust News Hour tonight. I am Eugenia Abu. Armed bandits on Saturday attacked Runat town in Safana local government area of Katsina State, abducting 26 people, including women and children. Reports say the bandits, who were shooting sporadically, went house to house in search of their victims and food items as well as other valuables. According to eyewitnesses, the hoodlums who arrived at the town around 2 a.m. Saturday spent over 2 hours operating in the community without any intervention, despite distress calls to security agencies around the area. The bandits were said to have gathered their victims at the village square in front of the village head's house before moving them into the nearby Rugu forest, which is less than 5 kilometers away. Police authorities in the state are yet to comment on the incident, but the chairman of Safana local government area, Abdullahi, said 22 persons were abducted, though some have managed to escape. Our reporter in Katsina State, Abdullahi Yamadi, is joining us via phone to give an update on the incident. Hello, Yamadi, good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Hello, good evening, Eugenia.
Tell us what updates you can give about the aftermath of this attack.
Well, at the moment, residents of Runka in Safana local government area of Katsina State are living in a very serious fear because in a telephone conversation with one of the residents 2 minutes before the news hour, he said they are seriously disturbed about the ugly situation. He was even saying some of their traders who went to a market in around Rugu forest, that is Gora market, were attacked by armed bandits this evening on their way back to their various destinations. Two of the traders sustained various degrees of injuries from gunshots, and the rest of the traders are still unaccounted for. So they are in a serious fear, and of course they are making several appeals to authorities concerned regarding the attack, and of course how to secure the release of their loved ones who were abducted on Saturday.
Tell us, what is the scale of deployment of security forces to this area since the incident?
Well, yesterday, authorities here in Katsina said they have deployed security operatives to Runka town. But this evening, like I said in a conversation with some of the residents, they have said they have not seen a single security operative beside the regular military force, soldiers that were deployed to the area which had their camp in the town. But besides that, they have not seen a single security operative in the town since the attack on Saturday.
Any news of ransom demands by the bandits?
The bandits are yet to make any demands, and what the residents are saying, they are more concerned about the security of their lives and property, or rather averting further attacks in the village rather than the bandits' demand. Because as it is now, like I said, they are in a serious fear. They want the government to deploy more security operatives to the town to avert any further attack, which, according to them, they know the mentality of these bandits. They can attack any moment from now. And from what happened this evening, to their traders who were returning from Gora market, it seems they can be attacked any moment. So as such, they are requesting the government, they are appealing to the government to deploy more security operatives to the village, and they still await the demand of the bandits on the ransom.
Thank you, Abdullahi Yamadi, for that update.
Thank you most sincerely, Junior.
Reverend Father Micah Suleiman, who was kidnapped by bandits 2 weeks ago, has regained his freedom. A statement by Director of Communications, Catholic Diocese of Sokoto, Reverend Father Pascal Salifu, on Sunday said Suleiman, who is the parish priest of St. Raymond Catholic Church, Damba, Gusau, Zamfara State, has been released and is currently receiving necessary care and support. Father Suleiman was kidnapped around 3 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, June 21st, at his residence in the Damba area of Gusau. Following the priest's abduction, Zamfara State Police Command deployed a police tactical squad to the trail of the kidnappers to ensure his safe return. Troops of the 6th Brigade Nigerian Army and Sector 3 Operation World Stroke (OPWS) say they raided terrorist networks and destroyed their camps in Ikiayo Forest, Wukari local government area in Taraba State. Reports say the operation led to the killing of one terrorist and the recovery of one AK-47 rifle, one AK-47 magazine, and 39 rounds of 7.62mm special ammunition. Additionally, multiple camps used for planning and executing attacks were completely destroyed. The Nigerian Army, in the aftermath of the operation, says it remains resolute and decisive in its mission to ensuring peace and security of lives and property of citizens. Nigeria's Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, on Monday said the military is working towards providing adequate security to all Nigerians, regardless of their location. General Musa gave this assurance when he paid a courtesy call on Governor Caleb Mutfwang of Plateau State in Jos, the state capital. Ado Musa completes the report.
The Chief of Defense Staff, accompanied by top military officers, had a closed-door session with the governor shortly on arrival. After the meeting, he briefed journalists on some of the steps taken by the Nigerian military to provide peace in troubled areas and the country at large.
Let me start by reassuring Nigerians that the armed forces and other security agencies are working tirelessly to ensure that there is peace and security in Nigeria, all over Nigeria, both within and outside. What had happened there shows clearly that those that meant bad, evil for the country, are not relenting, and so we must continue to work hard. It was a one-off thing. I think it was just a deliberate thing to embarrass the government, but they will not succeed. Just recently, we were able to also arrest some other ones that came with some IED equipment trying to blow up some installations, electrical installations. We will continue to work very hard. We will continue to work. Our appeal to Nigerians is these people perpetrating these things are within us. They sleep and live within us. If we report as quickly as possible, actions will be taken. The members of security cannot be everywhere. We're not magicians. We also rely on the human intelligence we're getting from the people. And that's why I want to call on Nigerians that the responsibility to secure Nigeria depends on all Nigerians working together with the security agencies. We are committed, we are dedicated in ensuring that is achieved. The Commander-in-Chief has given us a mandate to restore peace and security in Nigeria, and we're working round the clock to ensure that we achieve that.
Speaking after the meeting, Governor Caleb Mutfwang thanked the CDS for the military intervention geared towards containing several attacks and killings in the state, adding that residents who were affected by the crisis have started returning to their homes.
Yes, thank you. We are glad that in the last week or two, we have received a lot of attention from the military authorities in Nigeria. We have received some of the service chiefs, and today we are capping it up with the visit of the Chief of Defense Staff of the Federal Republic. It underscores the importance they have attached to securing Plateau State because of its critical importance to Nigeria. You would know that the contribution of Plateau State to national food security, for example, is very critical. And following the directives of the President that peace must return to Plateau, we are glad that the right attention is being given to Plateau.
Some communities in the state have suffered from ethno-religious crisis, which resulted in loss of lives and properties. Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPC Limited, has attributed the fuel queues seen in the FCT and some parts of the country to a disruption in ship-to-ship transfer of premium motor spirit, also known as petrol, between mother vessels and daughter vessels as a result of recent thunderstorms. The company, in a release, said adverse weather conditions also affected berthing of jetties, truck loadouts, and transportation of products to filling stations, causing a disruption in station supply logistics. The NNPC Limited also stated that due to flammability of petroleum products and in compliance with the Nigerian Meteorological Agency NEMA regulations, it was impossible to load petrol during rainstorms and lightning. The company noted that adherence to these regulations is mandatory, as any deviation could pose severe danger to trucks, filling stations, and human lives. NNPCL said the development was compounded by consequential flooding of truck routes, which has constrained movement of PMS from the coastal corridors to the federal capital, Abuja. It assured that it is working with relevant stakeholders to resolve the logistic challenges and restore seamless supply of petrol to affected areas. Scarcity of premium motor spirit, popularly called petrol, on Monday hit Jos, the Plateau State capital, with long queues resurfacing at fuel stations. Trust TV's Musa reports that commercial drivers, vehicle owners, and fuel station managers decried the situation, which has exacerbated the hardship residents are experiencing. Here's that report.
Most of the filling stations, including major and independent marketers, visited by Trust TV on Monday, appear deserted due to the unavailability of the product. However, this station, situated along the popular Bauchi Road, was the only one among major marketers dispensing the fuel as at Monday morning. As expected, there was a long queue of vehicles waiting to purchase the product.
It has been affecting our income. It has been affecting our income. We will use car to work, we use it to do other things, but the scarcity is making it difficult, more difficult. It's expensive and it's scarce. Though it's relatively scarce because we can get it, but since 3 days now, I've been going around, I waste 1 gallon before I get fuel. So I happen to have discovered that there's fuel here, that's why I came to queue here. It has been affecting us seriously, honestly.
I did here since 5 o'clock. Up to now, I didn't get the fuel. This kind of government is not good now. Supposed to wanna help driver, kekenape, all of them. They come follow line there since 1 morning.
Honestly, it has a very big effect on my business because I'm a commercial driver. And being a commercial driver, if there's fuel scarcity, there's always a huge problem. Why? Because as a commercial driver, you apply people from one place to another, and then in these situations that we found ourselves in this country, so many people now, to travel is a problem. Even if someone is traveling, he has to plan, and then at the end of the day, we are the one at loss.
The station manager of the mobile station speaks on what is likely responsible for the recent fuel scarcity in the country.
So from what we had, major marketers alone cannot just fuel the entire city. There are independent marketers whom also depend on supply from mostly private depots. So from what we had, according to what we had, stations like Zira, Pasali, and Co, according to what those independent marketers are saying, that recently the price of the PMS has increased. That's there at the depots. Most of the depots in Lagos have increased their price. According to them, some depots are even selling above pump price here. So if you look at it, buying PMS at the depots, 740 naira, now added to the value of the logistic, which is around 45 to 50 naira. So bringing down the product here in the north, it will be around 780, 790. I think it's one of the reasons why most of the independent marketers felt very discouraged to go there and bring down the products down here to the north.
Motorists, commuters and commercial drivers are appealing to the federal government to salvage the situation, insisting that the reversal of the fuel subsidy is the only way out of the fuel crisis in Nigeria. Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
The Rivers State House of Assembly, led by Martin Amewule, has issued a 7-day ultimatum to Governor Fubara to represent the 2024 budget to the House. The ultimatum follows the first sitting of the Pro-Wike House on Monday after some months. The other house, led by Victor Okujumbo, is also holding a parallel sitting where a commissioner designate is being screened. This is the second time the Amewule-led assembly have directed Fubara to represent the budget. Fubara had earlier presented the budget to the House loyal to him when his current Chief of Staff, Edison Ehie, presided as the Speaker. Ehie and the other pro-Fubara lawmakers passed the budget estimates and the governor signed the bill into law.
Has failed in his duty, in his oath of office, to present the appropriation bill to the Rivers State House of Assembly. He has failed to do so up till this date. The Constitution in Section 121 mandates the governor to present the appropriation bill to the House of Assembly. In Section 122, the Constitution gives a window for the governor to spend in the event that there is no appropriation law, but limits that window to 6 months. Honorable members, the 6 months window allowed to the governor has since elapsed on the 30th day of June. As we speak, there is no window for the governor to spend taxpayers' money or any fund from the Consolidated Revenue Fund of Rivers State. She also notified the governor that in total disregard to provisions of the 1999 Constitution as altered and the judgment delivered on the 4th day of July 2024 by the Court of Appeal in appeal number CA/PS/198/2024, in which all actions taken by the 3 suspended members, including purported screening and confirmation of commissioner nominees.
In the meantime, the Federal High Court sitting in Kaduna has adjourned hearing in the case filed by former Governor of the state, Nasir El-Rufai, against the State House of Assembly and the Attorney General of the state to July the 17th, 2024. El-Rufai is challenging the House's committee report, which accused him of corruption. At the commencement of hearing on Monday, counsel to the Kaduna State House of Assembly, Sani Katu, SAN, informed the court that they are in the process of filing a notice of preliminary objection challenging the court's jurisdiction to hear the case. The council therefore requested an extension of time to enable them file all their applications on the case filed against his client by the applicant Nasir El-Rufai. The plea was also advanced by the Commissioner of Justice and Attorney General of Kaduna State, Sule Shoaibu SAN, who is a defendant in the case. On his part, counsel to the applicant Sule Umoru did not oppose the application for the extension of time. After listening to all the submissions made by the counsels, the presiding judge, Justice Rilwan Aikawa, adjourned the case to 17th of July 2024 to enable the respondents file all their applications, including the substantive application. News Hour, reaching you from Trust TV. Coming up after the break. Healthcare workers in Kaduna commence industrial action over unpaid entitlements. More news when we return. Do stay. This is News Hour on Trust TV. Another look at our top stories. Bandits attack Safana local government area of Katsina, abduct 26 people. And fuel queues resurface as NNPCL blames logistics and flooding. Moving on now, Muslims in Osun State on Sunday joined their counterparts the world over to mark the first of Muharram 1446, which is the beginning of the new Islamic year. Hamidu Igbade reports that faithful from all parts of the state converged on the Oshogbo City Stadium for the Hijrah 1446 New Year celebration. Here's this report.
Hijrah was the journey that Prophet Muhammad and his followers took from Mecca to Medina, and it remains a significant milestone in the last 1,400 years. The Hijrah 1446 New Year celebration, organized by the Osun State Muslim community, offered another opportunity for Muslims to meet, interact, rejoice, and express gratitude to Allah.
Celebration essentially is to let us know that if there are hard times, there's a need for us to move. One place together, we should move.
I thank Almighty Allah for the grace to celebrate another Hijrah, the new Hijrah 1446.
The guest lecturer at the Hijrah celebration, Abdullahi Makinde, a professor at the Department of Religious Studies at the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, appealed to government to do more for the education sector in order to liberate the citizens.
People in government know that if they fail in educating citizens, giving them their rights in terms of education, then they will be accountable to it before God on the day of judgment.
You know, there's hunger in the land, and hunger is a weapon that can cause a lot of problems in a nation. Therefore, we are happy to government to subsidize food items right away now.
And every day for celebration of the particular day, because like we have it, January day, one day, we declared as a public holiday.
The state governor, Ademola Adeleke, who was represented by the secretary to the state government, Teslim Igbalaye, felicitated Muslims on the new Hijrah year celebration.
And the governor also extend his house of greetings to the Muslim brothers and sisters in Osun State and Nigeria as a whole, that is greeting them for this happy Hijrah day of 1446.
Meanwhile, Osun State government had earlier declared Monday, July 8, as public holiday to celebrate the Hijrah New Year. Amid Oyegbade, Trust TV News, Oshogbo.
And to Kano now, where the Kano State government has cleared the air on the social media post linking the Hizbah board to LGBTQ in the state, saying Kano's Sharia law prohibits same-sex marriage. The widely circulated video featured a man claiming to be a Hizbah personnel defending the rights of the LGBTQ. The Commander General of Hizbah Board, Aminu Ibrahim Daurawa, while briefing media on the development on Monday, said although the Hizbah can confirm that the person in the video is their staff, he was said to have attended the said workshop on his own and not as a representative of the Hizbah, as he claimed. Daurawa, who said Hizbah has been at loggerheads with gay clubs, popularly called Yandaudu, in the state, added that it will not hesitate to deal with any organization or individual that promotes LGBTQ in the state. Daurawa also threatened to deal with the Hizbah personnel in the video in circulation for the offense he has committed. He called on the public to be wary of the activities of LGBTQ members as they are in all nooks and crannies of the state, spreading and luring youths into their clubs. Meanwhile, the embattled Hizbah personnel, Idris Ahmed, said he pronounced LGBTQ out of ignorance and apologized to the Hizbah board to forgive him. Security operatives from Bauchi State Police Command have rescued a 5-year-old boy who was found chained and starved for 3 days by his father. The police were alerted following a tip-off from concerned neighbors in the Gwalagam Mayaki community, a suburb of Bauchi metropolis. Adamu Imam's report is hereby presented from our studio.
It is a story that has gone viral on social media. The upsetting image of a young boy has caused public outrage within and outside Bauchi State. Police Command spokesperson Ahmed Muhammad Wakili stated that the command received a tip-off from a resident of Gwalangam Mayaki community who reported that his wife had seen a 5-year-old boy from their neighbor's house chained inside a room. Upon receiving the information, a team of detectives from the Dut and Tenchi Police Division immediately moved to the scene and rescued the unconscious boy. During a visit to the area, Trust TV gathered from community members that this was not the first instance of such abusive behavior from the boy's father.
I believe this is very unfortunate as a mother. I was very shocked, even though I'm not his biological mother. We always appreciate the security efforts. Without the authorities' intervention, the matter would have gotten out of hand and the young boy would have eventually lost his life.
We are all unhappy with this development in our community, and this serves as a lesson to others. I'm appealing to everyone in the community because we are now reawakened to maintain the safety and security of all our members through collaboration with the police and the vigilante group. We have handled his cases many times. He even maltreated his daughter, and I went there with my vigilante team to rescue her. Then we were called by the community elders and allowed to leave. However, the man continues to commit such criminal acts within the community. A statement further revealed that during an interview, the victim, Husseini Abubakar, disclosed that he was maltreated by his father, Abubakar Nuhu, also known as Wanzam of Gwalangam Mayaki. However, the Commissioner of Police, Awal Musa Muhammad, urged citizens to always do what is right by providing information about wrongdoers in their midst.
A tragic boat accident occurred on the Quackery River in Oyo local government area of Jigawa State on Sunday evening, resulting in the death of one person, while 18 others were rescued and one person is still missing. According to a press release issued by the Jigawa State Police Command, the incident happened at around 10 o'clock in the evening when a group of about 20 traders from Quackery village boarded a canoe to travel across the Quackery River towards Hadim village. The canoe reportedly capsized due to powerful waves and overloading. Swift action from divers, fishermen and Good Samaritans, along with a team of policemen led by the Divisional Police Officer DPO of Oyo Division, resulted in the rescue of 18 passengers. The police said all rescued victims have been taken to the hospital for medical attention, while efforts are ongoing to locate the remaining missing passenger. The command urged residents and travelers to exercise caution and avoid overloading canoes, especially during adverse weather conditions, to prevent similar tragedies in the future. The President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has charged the Nigerian Institute of Estate Surveyors and Valuers to deal with the issue of quackery on the part of real estate agents who are ripping off citizens, especially in urban cities like Abuja and Lagos. Akpabio spoke on the sidelines of the Institute's event themed Role of Professional Bodies in National Development, Nigeria's Renewed Hope Perspective. Newell Thompson has more.
The real estate sector creates jobs, drives infrastructure development, contributes to wealth creations, generates tax revenues, and promotes economic stability. Understanding the role of real estate in the economy is crucial for policymakers, investors, and individuals, hence the need for stakeholders to address impediments such as quackery in the sector.
As we ponder on the significance of professional bodies in national development. However, let us employ the Nigerian Institute of Estate Surveyors and Valuers to lead the charge in coping the exploitation of tenants by real estate agents, who are, in my opinion, mostly quacks within your industry. And this happens particularly in bustling cities like Lagos and Abuja. We look to this esteemed organization to establish integrity.
The 26th president of the institute, Victor Adekunle Alonge, highlighted how real estate contributes to the national GDP of the country, while the leader of the Senate, Michael Bamidele, who delivered the inauguration lecture, and the representative of the Vice President all lent their voices to calls for greater service delivery from the institution.
According to data obtained from Survey Worldwide Research in 2023, the total value of the global real estate asset is estimated at $379.7 trillion at the end of 2022. This outpaced the combined value of global equity and bond assets, estimated at $264 trillion. Real estate is also thrice as valuable as the total value of proven global oil reserves and represents about 4 times the value of global GDP.
Professional bodies play a vital role in setting and maintaining the standards of their respective professions. They develop and enforce codes of conduct and guidelines that ensure that professionals are competent, reliable, and trustworthy.
I congratulate the Institute for the depth of its thinking and the clarity of its vision as evidenced in this topic. It shows clearly that the board and membership of the NIESV see their role clearly in the equation of national development and are prepared to contribute their quota to the quest for a better nation.
The Minister of Finance, Wale Edun, and the Lagos State Governor also highlighted the importance of the real estate sector in the country.
The institution that I would say came to our rescue and showed us a way forward and a way in which we could amend our initial offering was the Nigerian Institute of Surveyors and Valuers. Lagos has never looked back from there. Similarly now, we are in a situation where we have had to take hold of the government's revenue, totally reorganize it.
So we feel truly proud as Lagos State to be identified with your institutes, a great institute that we know and will appreciate what value they bring on the table, how strategic they are at implementing a lot of government policies and government programs.
High point was the presentation of awards to some deserving individuals. Noel Samson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
In furtherance of its proactive flood risk management, the Director General, National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Zubaida Umar, has activated all zonal, territorial, and operation offices of the agency nationwide to work with the state emergency management agencies within their area of responsibilities to carry out rescue operations and conduct assessment of the situation. A statement from the agency on Sunday said the NEMA zonal, territorial, and operational offices are located in Lagos, Ibadan, Ekiti, Abuja, Minna, Jos, Enugu, and Owerri. Others are Port Harcourt, Edo, Uyo, Kano, Sokoto, Kaduna, Maiduguri, Yola, and Gombe. NEMA said search and rescue officers have been deployed across the states to provide support in coordination of rescue operations with state emergency management agencies and other stakeholders in recently flooded areas and communities. The agency also said it is conducting a rapid assessment to determine any further assistance that may be required in the impacted communities. A man who climbed a radio mast in an attempt to commit suicide on Monday in Abuja has been rescued. The man, identified as Shuaibu Yusuf from Borno State, descended from the mast after numerous pleas from emergency responders and was subsequently apprehended by the police. Shuaibu had vowed to sacrifice his life for the nation's pressing issues while pleading for fellow Nigerians to join his cause, emphasizing his readiness to sacrifice his life for what he termed critical issues. He demanded the restoration of fuel subsidies and declaration of a state of emergency on insecurity, and for the government to take immediate action in Zamfara, Sokoto, Kebbi, Katsina, Niger, and Borno to combat terrorism and restore peace. The man also requested opening of borders for food importation to tackle the food shortage crisis, and also wants the government to address the issue of out-of-school children. According to the report, the man climbed the mast allegedly belonging to Aso Radio after leaving a note detailing his intention.
The only person who will give the best advice to the President of Nigeria, and his team. By staying alive, you can come up with ideas. We have seen your cry, your plight, all that you have written. On the ground here, we have federal government well represented. The FCT administration is well represented. The press are here to make sure this message goes viral. It will go down to the phone number. So we can particular act of the please here to come and talk to me. How will you feel if you have children, you have a wife, you have a father or a mother, and you want to abandon them and go? No. Everybody can make an impact. And this is the way you are making an impact in this country.
And to health now, health workers in Kano State on Monday embarked on a 5-day warning strike. The industrial action involved members of the Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives, Association of Hospitals and Administrative Pharmacies, and Association of Medical Laboratory Scientists, who are demanding for outstanding allowances, amongst others. Trust TV's Musa has more.
Public hospital in Kano State were a shadow of themselves on Monday as rendered only skeletal services due to the industrial action, which left only doctors and laboratory technicians on duty. The industrial action left many patients stranded at the Borodiko Teaching Hospital in Kaduna.
It's because they felt that they are healthy, and it's because they felt that they are sound today. Tomorrow they will fall sick, regardless of whosoever they are. Doctors die, nurses die, traders die, politicians die. If they allow lives to be lost here, they too will die one day. So I want to put it to them that whatever be the reason for which they abandon lives here, care less about the lives they abandon here, they should rethink and see that they return back to the post of their duty.
We brought our father on Thursday because he had an accident and was seriously bleeding, but he was not attended to until after 3 days. Although he was administered drip on Saturday, since then nobody has even talked to us again. It is my husband that is admitted and he is unconscious. We have spent 4 days here without access to any kind of treatment, despite the fact that ran several tests and scans. Meanwhile, union leaders came and asked the nurses to stop the skeletal services they were rendering, so they all left. Now we can't even take him back home due to his critical condition.
There is no adjective that I can describe this ugly situation. Actually, it is not the best. Where people are sick, seriously unconsciousness, they brought here. Some accident occur, very dangerous, fatal one, very fatal one. They refuse even to be attended. The greatest astonishment, the union came and drive those that are attending to the patients.
The health workers embarked on the strike over issues that are yet to be resolved between them and the state government regarding the CONHES salary structure since 2009.
For quite some time, since October 2023, we have been pressing home our demands with the government through the Office of the Head of Service. We have been engaging the Office of the Head of Service as regards to our 30% balance of the 2009 CONHES salary, 2009 not 2019. So you can imagine the number of years. And we have been patient. We have been going to the government, telling them the reality of things, pressing our demands.
And then there's also the issue of 2023 hazard allowance. Sometimes, November 2023, the Commissioner for Health invited us and asked us to do a computation of the financial implication of the 2023 hazard allowance.
The health workers say welfare has been a major challenge, which is why most of their colleagues would rather move abroad for better remuneration.
The major reason for this brain drain is a result of poor welfare. If the workers are properly taken care of, I don't think they will leave the comfort of their own country to go to another place to render services. But if the workers are being taken care of properly, I think there will be no reason for them to travel out. Most of them will remain here because some of the countries they are, the weather is not as friendly as ours, but they tend to withstand that because of what the remuneration they will get while working there.
The strike forced many relatives to take their patients home or other private hospitals for medical attention. When contacted, the permanent secretary of the State Ministry for Health, Aisha Mohammed, said she would officially react to the development on Tuesday. Bella Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
The federal government has announced that certain essential food commodities imported via land and sea borders will no longer incur charges, levies, or taxes. This declaration was made by the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, during a press briefing at the National Press Center in Abuja on Monday, July 8th. Kyari disclosed that a 150-day duty-free import window will apply to designated food items such as cowpeas, wheat, husked brown rice, and maize. This initiative is part of the President's Accelerated Stabilization and Advancement Plan aimed at achieving economic stability and enhancing food security across the nation. The minister highlighted the government's ongoing efforts to combat food inflation, which has contributed to significant price increases in recent times. Time now to join Yusuf Akogu for Business News Update.
Welcome to Business News. I am Yusuf Akogu. The federal government has announced that the Agbara Industrial Hub is now connected to the national grid to enhance power infrastructure for manufacturers and business owners in Nigeria. Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Doris Uzoka Anite, disclosed this during the just concluded 2024 Manufacturing Association of Nigeria Summit in Abuja. Uzoka Anite said the connection of the industrial hub to the grid is part of the federal government's ongoing Light Up project to provide sustainable energy to the manufacturing industry. According to her, this will reduce the cost of energy in these key areas by about 60%, leading to a reduction in the cost of goods and services in the country. The inflow of foreign investment into the country's production and manufacturing sector dropped by 57.36% quarter-on-quarter to 191.92 billion naira in the first quarter of 2024 from 450.11 billion naira in the preceding quarter. Data obtained from the National Bureau of Statistics also showed that capital importation into the sector decreased by 25.07% year-on-year in Q1 of 2024 when compared with 256.12 billion naira recorded in the Q1 2023. Capital importation refers to the inflow of money into the country's economy from other economies for the purpose of investment, trade, or business operations. Analysis of the NBS data on an annual basis indicates a steady rise in the value of foreign investment into the manufacturing sector since 2020. NGS opened the week in red due to profit taking by investors. Let's see how it went down today. PZ leading the losers there, down 10% to close at 19 naira and 80 kobo per share. Computer Warehouse Group CWG also down as well, 9.80% to close at 6 naira and 90 kobo per share. Champs PLC down 9.66% to close at 2 naira and 15 kobo per share. Of course, this has dragged down the market down marginally though, 0.02% in terms of volume of trade. 689.982 million shares were traded. valued at 7.165 billion naira in a days of 9,635 did happen on the floor of today, this Monday, the first trading day for the week. In terms of top trading equities, in terms of volume, LRX there leading that chart there, 271.486 million shares he traded. Universal Insurance Company PLC, 42.04 million shares he traded. Of course, JITCO, the only banking sector in that league today, 40.842 million shares he traded. Of course, some equities ended up on the gaining side of the market, leading that table is Veritas Capital up 9.57% to close at 1 naira and 26 kobo per share. Darcom is there from the communication sector of the market, 8.33% it gained to close at 52 kobo per share. Of course, from the oil and gas sector, corn oil is well represented there, 8.26% to close at 136 naira and 95 kobo per share there. That's the highlight of stock trading as it went down this Monday on the floor of NGS. Let's see the global stock market and exchange rate data for today. Oil prices edged lower on Monday after gaining for 4 weeks as supply disruption worries ease on hopes of a ceasefire deal in Gaza. At the London market, Brent crude sells for $85 per barrel. For the pay basket, oil merchant offer $88 per barrel. And that's business. I am Yusuf Akugu.
Away from Nigeria, Senegalese President and ECOWAS facilitator Bassirou Faye on Monday called for dialogue and peaceful reconciliation with the three countries that recently split from the bloc. The military leaders of Niger, Mali and Burkina Faso broke away from the Economic Community of West African States earlier this year and formed a confederation of their own. ECOWAS heads of state met in Abuja on Sunday and deplored the lack of progress in interactions with Burkinabe, Malian and Nigerian authorities who came to power in a series of recent coups. The three countries' decision to leave was fueled in part by their accusation that France was manipulating ECOWAS and not providing enough support for anti-terrorism efforts. Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger have called their withdrawals irreversible. ECOWAS appointed Senegal's president as a facilitator in negotiations with the three states alongside Togolese President Faure Gnassingbé. President Faye stressed that on paper, Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger remain members for another year, as per Article 91 of their organization's founding treaty. Kenyan doomsday cult leader Paul Ntenge Mackenzie appeared in court in the Indian Ocean port city of Mombasa on Monday at the start of a high-profile trial over the starvation deaths of more than 400 of his followers. Mackenzie faces terrorism charges and is also accused of murder, manslaughter, kidnapping and torturing children, along with 94 other defendants. Journalists were removed from the courtroom shortly after the start of the hearing to enable a protected witness to take the stand. Mackenzie, who was arrested in April last year, is alleged to have incited his acolytes to starve to death in order to meet Jesus. He and his co-accused all pleaded not guilty to the charges of terrorism at a hearing in January. Mackenzie, a former taxi driver, turned himself in on April the 14th after police acting on a tip-off first entered Shakahola Forest, where mass graves have been found. Russia struck cities across Ukraine on Monday with a missile barrage that killed 31 people and heavily damaged a Kiev children's hospital in an assault condemned as a ruthless. It's time now to join Emmanuel Fashemi for Sports News Update.
The management of reigning NPFL champions Enugu Rangers International has given its retained as well as newly signed players Tuesday, July 9, 2024 to hit the coal city for the kickoff pre-season activities ahead of the forthcoming season. GM/CEO of the club, Amobe Ziaku, alongside the technical advisor Fidelis Ilechukwu, confirmed this date and list of players expected back after due diligence. Ziaku thanked all who were there in the concluded season, adding that he expects more from them as they venture into the continent to make a big impact and successfully defend their NPFL title. Enugu Rangers alongside Remo Stars will represent Nigeria in CAF Champions League, while Academy Warriors, who are the President FA Cup champions and 9 times NPFL title holders, will play in the CAF Confederations Cup. Nigeria Super Falcons have started preparation for their first appearance at the Women's Olympic Football Tournament in 16 years as their camp in the city of Jerez de la Frontera, Sevilla, has come alive with most of the invited players in camp. Team administrator Mary Oboduku said they started training on Sunday, adding that the camp is calm with the players in very high spirit as they look forward to the tournament in France. Team captain and first choice goalkeeper Chiamaka Nadozie are the head of the squad already in camp, with goalkeeper Tochukwu Oluehi, defenders Chidima Okeke and Nico Payne, midfielders Christy Uchebe, Tony Payne, Deborah Abiodun and Jennifer Echegini. Others are forward Esther Kurunkwo, defenders Sinachi Ohale and Michel Alozie, with alternate players goalkeeper Morufa Ademola and striker Gift Monday. The 9-time African champions who last played at the Women's Olympic Football event in China in 2008 will take on reigning Olympic champions Canada in a training match in Sevilla on Wednesday, 17 July. The Super Falcons lost all group games in the 2008 Olympic Women's Football in Beijing, China. Nigeria's best outing so far at the Women's Olympic Football Championship was in Athens 2004, where the Super Falcons finished in 6th place after exiting the tournament in quarterfinals. And that is sports. I am Emmanuel Fashemi.
And with that, we have come to the end of News Hour on Trust TV tonight. Do not forget to follow us across all our media platforms and join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs, and documentary. On behalf of the team, I remain Eugenia Abu. Thank you for watching.